Hey, what's up, everyone? In this video, I'm going to kind of, so to speak, answer a client's question. It was more of I had a recommendation for them after looking at how they were building a particular page. I told them to start over, in my opinion. What they're basically trying to do is make one design on desktop and then a completely different design on mobile. Whether they were intending to do that or not, that's what was happening. So when you do that, it creates a lot of problems. It's going to slow down your website because you've got multiple widgets loading on a page, even if you're hiding them. So when you do that, you're going to slow down your site because you're loading twice the number of elements that you need to, widgets that you need to. It's going to hurt your SEO as well because you're duplicating HTML, and that HTML is critical for your SEO. So that's not good. There's administration as well. If you have one widget on desktop view and one on mobile view, what if you change your mind? You then have to change in both. Remember to change in both areas. You're duplicating your work. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I approach things, and hopefully it helps my client as well as anybody that watches this. All right. Okay. So I've got a blank page here in Elementor. I'm just going to drop in a heading. I'm going to then know to change the HTML tag to H1. I'm going to duplicate this heading, which is then going to be another H1. So I want to set that one to H2. And then let's say we want to add a grid of icon boxes to our site. I'm going to drop a grid under that subheading. I'm going to set the number of columns to 6 and the number of rows to 1. I'm then going to add icon boxes. Okay, we add that in. I already know from my planning before I started my website, hypothetically, that I don't need descriptions in here. I just want the icons and the heading, so I leave it like that. Then we can style this up a little bit if we want. We don't want to go too far into the weeds because I've seen this too many times where people spend an hour on the heading, getting the words just right. And then once they get the words just right, aligning, styling, and then they rinse, repeat for the subheading, rinse, repeat for the icon boxes in this case. How many boxes do I want? What icons do I want? What do I want the heading to be? On and on and on and on. Only to come to find out later, they don't even want icon boxes anymore. And they completely waste hours and hours and hours of their time. All right, so we come in here. We just want to do the bare minimum, okay? You're probably not going to have this big of a heading in an icon box, big as far as the number of characters. I mean, so let's just change this to heading for now. Let's leave everything else the same as far as that goes. We need to identify these boxes as individual boxes. So I'm going to go in here and just put a border around these. So we'll go solid border, width of 1. There we go. So at least we have a border now. We need a little bit of padding, I'm seeing. So I'll just put a 20 pixel padding on that. There we go. So that gets the point across. That now we can start to identify, is this the UX that we want? Is this the flow that we want for our users? Is this what we want to show? We can just duplicate this now or copy and paste. Okay, we have our 6 in there now. I do recommend in a lot of cases that you adjust the alignment to kind of get an idea of how that looks. You can do that at different levels. I recommend you do that as high up as possible in the chain. In this case, would be a container. So we are now editing the container, and we are setting this to center. So that's going to center all of those items there. Notice we're not changing the color of hardly anything. We just leave it as it is. Maybe we want to make this container full height on initial view. So I'm going to change the height, the minimum height to VH, which is view height. I'm going to set it to 100%. I'm then going to justify my content to the center, puts everything in the center of the page. So that looks good. And I think that's really all we are going to do now. If this was a MyListing website that we were building, maybe you have a basic search form down here. Maybe you don't have these icon boxes at all, and you just go straight into a basic search form and then a background image on this. However it is that you do it, just make sure you do not spend time styling it yet. Okay. So this all looks good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we come over here, go to tablet. That does not look good. So we want to edit that grid element. We're going to say, let's just put 3. Perfect. So 3 columns, 2 rows, all good. Let's go to mobile. Okay, that looks pretty good, but let's try to get 2 columns on mobile. There we go. That looks okay. Okay. Obviously our text is not aligned on mobile yet. You know, you can fix that. It's not a big deal. But the thing here again is the layout, the UX, and the flow. Is this what you really want it to be like? All right. But also notice that I didn't separate widgets for mobile. I didn't come in here and I didn't duplicate this. And I didn't say on the first one, advanced, responsive, hide that one on mobile, or sorry, hide that one on mobile. And then on the other one, I didn't come in here under advanced and responsive, and I didn't hide that under desktop. Because when you do that, I already explained, you're duplicating uh, elements. You're hurting your SEO. You're hurting your performance when you do this. For administrative purposes, if you change anything on either of these views, you got to do it for both of those widgets. So it's just not good. So just don't duplicate widgets. Just because you hide something doesn't mean it doesn't load in the background. So we're going to delete that, go back into this widget, go into responsive mode, and just turn this off. You typically don't need to even mess with the responsive visibility controls unless you want to show something unique or hide something really specific. Okay. You want to style this up so it looks good across all devices, just like that. Okay. So now you decide, well, I like the flow. I like the UX. It works great. Then you come in here, you go into your widget, you put the, my, I could type my actual heading. Okay, you come down in here and you go my actual subheading. You come down here and you say my heading, whatever, it's unique. And then you put your own icon in here. Maybe it's this, let's put the sun in there. You do that and then you work your way across and you build this out exactly what you want. Maybe you want that border radius to be different. You know, maybe you want to do like a 10 on there, just like that, you know, and then you come over here. Now you're styling everything up. Copy, paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style. Put the content in afterwards. Maybe you want to change these headings now. And this is not the way you do this. I've got videos on how to do this. You want to do global colors. I'm just doing this for the speed of this video. You come in here, maybe we do black for that heading. Okay. We'll copy that style. We'll paste that style here. We've got black there. Okay, maybe we want this text to be black as well. We're basically turning this almost into a black and white site. There we go. That actually looks pretty cool. Copy, paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style. There you go. We'll save it. Let's look at it on mobile. Yep, looks good. Looks good. And you just keep doing that, section by section by section. You don't go in here and just get lost in the weeds and start adding widgets here, widgets there, and then you get lost and confused and you stress yourself out by styling doesn't match this. You just get the bare bones in place until you're sure that UX and that experience is what you want for your users, and then you style everything up from there. It's not to say that you're going to get it perfect even after you lay the framework and then start styling it up, but at least you didn't waste hours and hours of time agonizing about the heading, agonizing about the subheading, agonizing about all of the headings in these icon boxes, agonizing about which icons I should use and which border, what kind of border do I have? Do I put a background? You just focus on getting the bare bones framework elements on the page. Get it looking good, aligned, and on mobile, make it look good on mobile, and then style everything up. Okay. All right. I hope this helped everyone that's watching this, and I will see you in the next video.